Greetings, adventurer, and welcome to the corner of the tavern. I'm Patrick.
I'm Mikey.
And I'm Keith.
And today we will be talking about something a little bit different. We will be talking about Baldur's Gate romances, or even just, I don't know, the ones in there we find attractive. Tell me, my friends, which Baldur's Gate members do you find yourself drawn to?
Oh, Minthara, hands down. A lot of people may look at me funny for that, but y'all are wrong.
Well, I mean, I kill her more often than not, so I can't.
Big mistake.
Big mistake. She wants to murder people.
And that's why she's good.
That's why she's good. What about you, Key?
Well, I guess love isn't in the air for my playthroughs. I never really, as far as I've played, I haven't really interacted with any of the romance options. If I had to choose, I probably would go with Minthara. She's hot. But,
am I crazy here? She's evil.
But also, big muscle mommy Karlak, is an option, so.
The reason why Minthara is the best option is because she's on a mission and she
that.
wants your help.
She's on a mission and she wants
That's
it.
right. All these other people are always crying about, oh, my heart's going to explode. Oh, I might decided to worship an evil god. Oh, blah, blah, blah. Shut up.
I would say, obviously I have my meme answer of the elephant.
The Hollyphant?
The Holly,
3?
yeah, if I could romance
The
him.
detective?
Boy, do I just love what he's got going on.
You see that thick golden trunk and it just gets you going, huh?
Oh, boy. Do you know me? No, but, I have done 2 romances, so far in my playthroughs. One of Shadowheart and one of Lizelle. And I would have to say, Lizelle is my favorite. We've talked in a previous episode, Keelan.
Yeah.
You know my feelings on Shadowheart and how much I hate her.
No, I know.
I hate her with a burning passion. I would rather be single.
I wholeheartedly agree. The minute I found out you were a Star worshippers, you can get the boot.
Well, it's just like, even if she's just so hot topic princess that I cannot stand
Absolutely.
her.
The bratty princess, blah, 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 is something that I will never find attractive.
Like, she's so hot, but I hate her so much. You don't think she's hot, dude?
No.
Like,
She looks like she was cut from a mold.
yeah, a hot one.
Disagree.
A sexy one.
Uh-uh.
I don't know. One that I lick my lips creepily towards.
I see that.
This is certainly a spectacle to watch from the outside.
Well, okay. Do you not think that she's hot, Keelan? Mikey, you've made your opinion known.
Mm-hmm.
I mean...
Objectively, not...
From the most shallow point of view.
Yeah.
From the most shallow point of view,
Yes.
But what I was going to say is it's kind of weird because it's in both camps here. Because yes, she is hot, like objectively, right? But in the kind of way where it's like your every stock, like fucking Instagram girl kind of idea.
Yeah.
Like she very stock photo specific, like here you go kind of idea. That's how I feel about her. So it's like, yeah, she's attractive, but also like she's a huge bitch, so I'm not going to interact really with that.
Do you remember the first time I romanced Lizelle in our playthrough?
Oh yeah, and she hurt you.
Yeah, she wants to fight you.
I hate that, like, when you have sex with Lizelle.
Yeah, it's like, oh,
She wants to beat the crap out of you.
Like,
Yeah, like, I can't be like a freak like her. I can't be like, haha, that was hot. I have to be like, oh, my tummy hurts from all the times you punched me while we fucked super hardcore. Like, because your options are only something along the lines of, like admit that it hurt or, like, pretend that it didn't.
lie, yeah.
Yeah, there wasn't, like, an option to be like, no, I actually enjoyed that.
It's like, that shit was wild, do it again.
Yeah. Lizelle, I will say, in our original playthrough, I thought it was really funny because, like, if you remember, like, we fucked up that original playthrough so bad.
Oh, yeah.
That, like, her dialogue was, like, non-existent for the longest time until at one point she spoke to me and I told her to shut the fuck up and she was like...
She respected that.
Yeah, she, like, loved me immediately.
Yeah, because it was like we were getting
bitch.
like so far along that it just assumed we had more interactions with her than we actually did. So her relationship with you was further along than any of us had actually talked to her.
So you're saying she might be rude, but she's easy.
Yes.
Definitely. She's the one that fucks you the fastest, if I'm not mistaken.
I I kind of get it though, if you're for the gift.
I mean, see those eyes.
Those frog eyes,
Yeah?
slit pupils.
You're not into frogs, Mikey?
No.
Frogs are dope. Okay, first of all,
Are you a fan of the Sladi?
what are they?
They're like frog chaos beings.
Yeah.
All right then.
Obviously. I'm a bit of a frog myself.
I can tell by your physique and your mucus that every time I touch you excretes out of your pores.
Dude, if I had frog
No,
powers...
no, that's all the grease that he's been eating.
Oh, is it my turn to be the one that gets
All the
roasted?
roasted chicken.
All the roasted chicken.
All
and
the
the
mutton.
and the pizza.
The perpetual stew.
The perpetual stew. It secretes from your pores.
Hell yeah, dude. No, but yeah, I would say so far I definitely hated Lizelle like all the way around. I hated her, or not Lizelle, Shadowheart all the way around.
Both Lizelle, mostly Lizelle, has the worst first impressions. I wanted to kill her as soon as I met her.
Everybody, when I first started playing that game, I did not like anyone in our party.
I felt the same way. I was like, I hate everybody.
Yeah, it's like every single person was insufferable. I get it. It's like, oh, well, you gotta grow with the characters and whatnot. Like, sure, fine, but you don't have to make them like that unlikable at the start.
Yeah,
because like. It's like, okay, maybe it's like one character or something, and it's like they have, real personal issue, and as you work along, get that development, cool. Not every fucking member, because then I'm just walking around with a bunch of whiny babies who, like, want to complain to me every time I'm stopping to have any kind of dialogue, and then...
Man, I made a pact with a demon. Man, my heart's gonna explode. Man, Dad, shut up.
Wah, shut up, little baby.
That's what a lot of the party starts out in Baldur's Gate, is a bunch of whiny bitches.
Yeah, Keelan and I have talked about this in the past where we were like, just all of Act 1 with most of the party members. The only one who I really like is Gale at the start, and then he kind of...
Gale's like, no, but I need to eat your stuff, though.
Yeah, that's the big thing. It's like, oh, you want to eat my magic items? Get the fuck out of here.
Can we talk about how easy his romance is to start by even accident?
Oh yes, it's incredible.
Oh yeah, I remember you almost did it with him the one.
It's unironically like a feeder thing.
Yeah,
like instead of food, you're feeding him magic items.
Well, and it's just like he's on my 600-pound life.
Yeah, like yeah, you're like his scrawny little boy.
and late at night, I just can't stop eating magic items.
Yeah. He's like
I just love the way it makes him look.
Instead
That's
of
the toxic boyfriend that feeds him.
Instead of in a wheelchair, he's on like a flying broom. He's so fat he can't walk. He's on
it's a flying carpet.
Yeah, he's on a flying carpet. He's like Mr. Plinkett.
Deviant Art, get on it.
Dwarven automaton chairs. Looks like Yagram Bagarn, like spilling over.
He sees the doctor for the weight loss surgery.
He sees the alchemist.
Yeah, he sees the alchemist for the weight loss surgery, and they're like, so how many magic items do you consume in a day? Only one, maybe two if I'm like really hungry.
It's like a full suit of armor.
Yeah. I know you're lying. You have the magic buildup.
Listen, that +3 full plate I had for lunch really put a number on me.
If you don't stop this now, your heart will explode. And you'll take all of Baldur's Gate with you.
No, I'm pretty sure it doesn't matter because that... Listen, Mister wants that for me anyway, so I'm just going to give in.
Well, then we can't do the surgery. No, please, Dr. Nan. A whole episode just of Gale. And then, yeah, Tav is fucking...
He's the enabler.
Yeah, the enabler boyfriend.
No, who would be the doctor? I'm assuming it was, who's the shape changer guy?
No, you know who it is? You know who it is?
Oh, Halson.
Yeah, it's
Halson. No, it's not Halson. You know who it is?
Who?
It's Auntie Ethel. It's Auntie Ethel.
Sweet dearie, if you don't stop.
You're reaching for two. You and that bomb inside your chest.
You don't understand, Auntie Ethel.
If you keep eating like this, I might have to take your eye.
Listen, Patrick, you've been going on about this frog stuff, but I know you just want Auntie Ethel. You don't have to hide it anymore.
Mikey, why do you have to out me here in front of everybody?
Because I need to tell you something, Patrick. I'm in the same boat.
I'm more of a salamander kind of guy. You know, the way an axolotl will look at you.
Listen, you can rip off their ligaments and they'll grow back.
Imagine.
So if you've ever missed your loved one, you could just take one piece before they leave.
I feel like this is getting scarily close to that, like, Vaporeon pasta.
Listen, they're compatible with...
If the Vaporeon turns white...
Oh my god. Dude, there's this one post, completely off topic. There's this one post from this guy being like, I copy Pokemon depending on the social situation that I'm in. Like, if I need to be aggressive, then I'm a Charizard. But if I need to be more conniving, then I'm what's the ghost one? The really popular turtle ghost one.
I know what you're
Gengar?
talking about.
Gengar, yeah. Then I'm a Gengar. Now, the thing is I have a party I'm going to tonight. And I don't know if I should be, I don't know the Pokemon you listed, like Vaporeon or Sneevil or whatever. And it's just like, dude.
Shut the fuck up.
You need to be
My
locked
life
up.
is like a video game.
It's like, dude, you need to be locked away from society inside of a fucking Pokeball.
That is
is what you
psychosis.
need. Yeah.
Listen, why would I want a white picket fence with a family when I could be Commander Shepard?
I love that one.
That one is good.
Look, man, if I get through the day talking to people like an NPC, then that's how I get my kicks. That's how I'm gonna get my kicks. Okay?
Yeah, that's how. Are you saying that you identify you're like an Oblivion NPC?
Oh, trust me, I do that a lot at work. Like, especially at my last job when I had to interact with customers a lot, I would just do that.
Greetings.
Yeah, no, seriously. Like, I start, like, muttering, like, some just random, like, NPC dialogue. Just like, there's a nip in the air. Cold won't be good for my crops. Over it is.
Did you ever greet a customer as Hail, hero of Kamash?
Hail, hero of Kamash.
I might now.
Right now. Oh, but back onto the subject of Baldur's Gate 3 love interests. Mm-hmm. Now,
I also have to say about Minthara, she has the best evolution throughout the game as opposed to the other characters.
so I saw recently, like, there's some mention of her having a daughter. It's like, is that just exclusive to patch 8? Like, that's like a new thing?
I don't think so. That was just like a throwaway line. Gotcha. That you only get that dialogue if you use Speak with Dead on her and you ask appropriate questions.
So she never mentions having a daughter?
Not directly to you, unless you use the Speak with Dead spell.
Even if you romance her?
I know.
That's weird. She's that girl on Tinder that doesn't drop it on you until, like, you're already talking about being her boyfriend.
If you gotta go back to Menzo Brands and find that out.
I was gonna say that is actually kind of fair, and I actually like that from a gameplay writing perspective. Actually, no, hear me out. Specifically because she's a drow.
I agree with Key on this.
Yeah.
What does that have to do with?
Because, like, with drow being a very matriarchal society, that's like part of their power structure is like having daughters and stuff like that is to like build strength in the house. So like, it would just kind of be like a no-brainer to realize that she has some. If she's ranking to any degree amongst the drow, she probably has like at least a daughter, if not more.
So I will say about Minthara, just in general, I do not know much about her. I've never had her as a party member because I've never done the thing where you can have her as a good guy because she always dies. She always dies because you just
kill her.
I kill her either.
Monster.
Yeah. I kill her either at the battle or to prevent it. Yeah. Like, I've never sided with her. Because, so, I don't normally make...
Siding with her is fun, but you lose a lot of, like, in-game bonuses later.
I don't normally play as, like, evil characters in RPGs because, like, I'm evil IRL, so, like, that's the fantasy for me is playing a good guy. So, you know, I always side with, like, the good people and all that stuff. And then, like... I've never had her as a party member or even just romance option or whatever, you know? Need more Minthara.
Oh fuck! Did Minthara sit here?
Yeah, that is like the closest I've ever done is when I did my regular show playthrough and I was Mordecai and I was like Minthara, but even then, like I still sided with the good guys in the end, like Mordecai would.
Yeah.
So, like, because I believe if Margaret was evil, he wouldn't sacrifice. Do you think,
he would.
You think Mordecai? Okay,
I
New
he
topic.
sir.
Rigby.
Hold on, I think
he killed Rigby.
Yeah, I was
killed
gonna say,
Rigby.
I
Did
think
you forget
he
that?
would,
Okay,
dude.
yeah, but that was an accident. Okay, do you think
I
Mordecai?
don't know. I can't. No, he did a.
If we're talking at
That
the
he
peak of
only
his
regretted
sin-
it after it happened.
Okay. Do you think? Okay, a little bit different. Do you think Mordecai would sacrifice the entire park and kill Skips and High Five Ghost and Muscle Man and everybody if Margaret just straight up asked him to? I think he'd be like,
No.
yeah. I think he'd be like, no, what? And then I think he would try and find like a middle ground option.
Yeah. He would definitely try and find a middle ground option. He wouldn't sacrifice the boys.
Yeah. Okay, Keelan, you're thinking.
But Rigby pissed him off so much that he would.
I'll kill you.
Yeah.
No, see, that's just it. Like, it depends on the scenario, I think. Because, like, if...
Now, speaking about me, I sacrificed the entire Druid's Grove for Minthara. And the goblins.
And you're saying you're more of a simp than Mordecai then.
For Minthara, yeah.
So that's pretty bad, dude.
Yeah.
That's pretty bad because normally it's like who's the bigger simp, Mordecai or Finn? The actual answer is Mikey.
Listen, the tieflings are arguably inherently evil. Secondly, Kaga was running the Druid's Grove, and I didn't like anything she was doing. So the goblins in Minthara were looking pretty good.
I get what you're saying. However, like the tieflings that we meet are obviously not evil.
They're devils. They're lesser devils.
They look like lesser devils.
It's in their blood.
It's in their blood, but is it in their character? And that's what I'm
Absolutely.
No, it's not, dude. They talk about how much they love, like, they want white picket fences and love
And you're
animals.
coming up to me with red skin, a tail, a horns, and oblivion eyes telling me that.
Wait. No. Not talking about no white picket sign. Even down to their children are just running criminal gangs.
No, okay. Listen. These are hard times. Okay? They're refugees. It's a time of war. Are you going to tell me that you wouldn't do whatever it took to get by? Providing? Like, because they didn't... Okay, listen. Keelan, all they did was scam you. I get that you're bitter about that. Okay? I do. Okay?
No,
And I get you want to kill those
too quick.
8-year-olds.
I catch it.
Okay? Listen, I know that when you catch that 8-year-old rifling through your pockets, you just want to... But the game won't let you. And I know you're bitter about it. Okay?
Yeah, well, I am bitter about that.
But, like...
See, I never forgot that. I buried that deep down inside until it turned into
Actually, you know
resentment.
what?
And then I came back with Minthara, and I slaughtered everybody.
Wait. Let's break it down.
Okay.
Right? So, Zelathor, that's his name, right? Like the guy running in it?
Zell something. Yeah, Zell.
Yeah, it's like Zelathor or something.
Something like that.
Some evil being worth slaughtering.
Yeah. So he's
No,
like...
he's cool, dude. He's cool.
So he's like, hey...
Zevlor.
Zevlor, that's right. So Zevlor's like, oh, hey, yeah, we're hanging out in this grove, but this is their grove. They're not doing what we want them to. You should, like, potentially kill their leader. And, like, the guys who, like, lead the goblins back to him, like, either or, like, at a dice roll or coin flip of how the game determines, either one of them could go to punch the other one. So it's not like he's particularly pacifist, even in that sense. Like, when he's heated. And then when it comes to, like, your average tiefling in that camp, like, it's like, some of them are like, oh, we should band together and help. But then there's ones who are like, oh, I just want to run away, or they're too prissy and they can't fight. It's like, yeah, sure, you have, like, the interaction with the one little kid who's fighting with Will. But, like, past that, everybody else is either, like, an insane pussy or, like...
They're just
kind of
normal.
an asshole.
They're just normal people forced out of their city and hell.
They have the blood of devils.
Why? Okay, listen. Okay, listen, Keelan made a really strong argument with Zevlor because it's like, technically this is their land, this is their home, they're like, listen,
we started squatting in their house, and, like, the guy who owned the place left, and his, like, second in command.
Wife.
Yeah, his bitch wife is telling us to get the fuck out or she's gonna kick us out. So yeah, you should probably go kill her.
No, well, listen. He straight up says, I'm not suggesting it.
Oh, yeah, in a way that suggests it. So,
Yeah.
I mean, like, if their leader's doing that... Like,
He's saying
all
that
right,
to save face.
if you take the top echelon of, like, Zevlor, he wants to kill him. If you take the lowest echelon of the children, they're trying to rifle through your pockets and steal the people that they're living in the camp of. They're stealing their artifacts.
Listen.
Just because they kind of pissed them off.
Okay, I get what all you're saying. Okay.
You know what? I wouldn't. No, I just see now I'm starting to get pissed off because the thing is, I was always like, oh yeah, it's the tieflings, they're the good guys, whatever. I side with them.
Nope.
It wasn't until you brought up, it's like, oh yeah, well they're not the greatest, and I started thinking about it, and yeah, you're right.
They're not.
They're not. Fucking suck.
So are you saying, if we were to look at this objectively, are you saying that Kaga is like the good guy in this whole situation?
No, she's still a maniacal bitch.
No, she's willing to kill children to achieve her
Yeah,
goals.
yeah, no, she's a maniacal bitch. But at the same time, like it is their grove.
It is their grove.
Like that's the grove that they are sworn to protect and whatever. They allowed these people in, and then now it's drawing in all the fucking goblin attention, and they're just sitting around bitching up a storm and like not doing anything, and then like like I said, all they do is just keep drawing goblins to the place, and they're like, look, our leader already went out to go try and solve this problem, and now he's gone trying to help you, so get the fuck out of here. And then you want to turn around and say, hey, go kill her? Like, yeah, sure, Kaga's a bitch, but like...
Yeah, she spoke rudely to me that one time. I think that I'm with Zevlor and she deserves to die.
Yeah.
Now, some apologists would think that she deserves to live because she was under the control of the Shadow Druids.
Oh, yeah, fuck that.
Okay,
Whatever.
she wasn't under the control. They offered her power and she took it. That's not under the control. That's like
Yeah.
choosing to screw everybody over. So
That's arguably worse.
She got some influence, and she's like, no, good, I'll take it.
yeah. So I guess what we're discovering is that there is no good guys in Act 1.
No.
Honestly,
no, the good guys are Minthara and the Goblin.
No, they aren't, dude. They slaughter people. What's
Completely justified.
What's your excuse for the Red Fist people that they all fucking murder in that village they ransack? That happens off screen.
It was off screen.
I say
That doesn't mean it's not evil. It just means you didn't witness it firsthand.
I say the only
Yeah.
good people in Act 1. The only good people in Act 1 are actually the druids, excluding Kaga. Right?
The druids themselves.
The druid faction, and in that including Housen. That's it. They're the only like actively good people, because they're like, oh yeah, you can stay here for the time being kind of idea, and like if somebody's hurt, they're gonna help you out or whatever. And then it's like, oh, we got people breaking in and stealing from us now after we let you like stay in our camp, and like you guys keep drawing goblins here. Now they're gonna find our position. This was our hidden grove. Like, yeah, honestly, I feel bad for the druids.
Listen. These are all good arguments, but can I say that when Housen was like, we need to kill these people because it's bad for nature, it's like, do you not know what nature is? Like,
It's nature through the viewpoint of humanity.
yes, exactly. Like he's like, oh wait, this goes against nature and the what's the word I'm looking for? Like kind of the survivability of the grove and all that stuff. And it's like, well, dude, in nature, some things die. And you could argue that if your grove dies and is taken over by the goblins, that's nature running its course.
No. I have a counter argument.
Go on.
The Morag Tong.
What is the Morag Tong again?
That's...
So in Morrowind, there's a legal assassin faction called the Morag Tong that is like sanctioned by the government.
Mm-hmm.
Meaning that essentially what it boils down to is they're allowed to exist because they do what is referred to as pruning. Like they help like prune out like the most ambitious and whatever kind of thing. So I think he's saying it in like that sense. Because if you look at it like, oh, the people in the world and these different things happening, some stuff needs pruning, is what he's saying. So it's like, in this instance, the grove is a grove, right? Like it's a grove. The goblins and such would be considered weeds. Like, yeah, sure, if you allowed it to, the weeds might overtake the grove, but if you were to prune the weeds, the grove can continue, and in case preserving that nature.
But is the weeds not taking over, nature taking its course? The lion does not concern itself with whether or not it will wipe out the deer population. Obviously, lions don't eat deer, but you get what I'm saying. Like a predator prey.
Zebra.
Yeah, the lion
Gazelle.
yeah. The lion does not concern itself with whether or not it will wipe out the zebra or gazelle population. It simply feeds. And if the lions overtake the zebras or gazelles, then that is simply nature running its course. Would you not then argue that Halsin, by stopping the goblins and protecting the grove, is thereby fighting against the laws of nature itself? Because you're thinking of nature.
Well, not everything.
You're thinking of nature in terms of trees and plants and animals. I'm talking about nature as in like all of encompassing life.
He only gets a pass because he can turn into a bear and you can fuck him.
That is pretty sweet.
That is not.
All right, so I'll argue this.
Yeah. Now we're getting way into the weeds here.
Yeah, no, I'm trying to bring us back in.
No.
So we'll argue
Bear
this
fucking.
is if we're looking at it through that lens, right? Then like the grove doesn't have to be passive in this. Just because the goblins are an aggressive force and like active in this.
A sexy force.
Hey, when you
see some of them goblins.
Hey, when I made that toast after poisoning their crap or whatever, and said let me bed each and every one of you tonight, I meant that.
Hey, look, all I'm saying, if I was Volo in that cage, I wouldn't have been too upset. No, but
yeah, call me your pet.
Oh yeah, Gribbo. Yeah.
Gribbo.
I'm gonna take him for walks. Oh, okay. All right, but in all seriousness, so the goblins are, you know, like an aggressive, active force, right?
Sexy.
That doesn't mean that like the grove can't be either. That doesn't mean it doesn't have. No. It doesn't think the grove doesn't have to be passive. Like if the goblins are going to be active, then in turn the grove can also be active, and then it's still the will of nature to go back and forth. So it's like the goblins were already wanting to kill them and wipe them out. So for them to just for the grove to say, okay, but we're also going to fight and try and wipe you out if that's the case, that's also nature taking its course.
But they didn't. They tried to run and hide, like prey from predator. The goblins are the predator, and the druids are the prey. Because, you see, Halsin was the only one who made the decision, and he didn't even do it himself. He enlisted the help of outside forces, you, the player. Is that not the equivalent of humanity stepping in between the lions and the gazelles? You as the player representing humanity.
Okay, well...
And asserting whether or not the lion eats the gazelle.
I'm going to bring it back to trees for a second here.
Okay.
I'm going to bring it back to trees for a second here. So,
Okay, and boy.
Yeah, and plants and such. So, if I say, like, a certain bug or a fly or something is like...
Listen, it should have been Jahira running that grove instead of fucking Halsin.
You said by what?
Jahira.
Jahira? Which one's Jahira?
She's the reoccurring character from Baldur's Gate, the other Baldur's Gate games.
The other druid.
You meet at last
too.
flight.
Gotcha. Okay.
That'd be cool.
Yeah.
So, when certain, plants or whatever are being attacked by certain things, it will actively let out, like, pheromones and stuff that draw in that thing's predator in order to preserve itself.
And you're saying Halsin is the tree.
That's what I'm
out the
saying.
Pheromones to have the
have the predator come in, like the predator of what is attacking it, come in and wipe it out to defend it.
I'm
That's
sure,
how it
I'm sure
defends
Baldur's
itself.
Gate communities is okay with Halsin letting off some pheromones.
I'm sure they are. Yeah.
You know what? You've swayed me, Key. I understand your point. I still
Because
think
it's the grove. It's a plant, right? It's calling in whatever hunts the thing that's hunting it.
Listen, I think it's just a bunch of statues that just get pissed off and throw fireballs at you.
That's annoying too, yeah.
Yeah, dude, I hate that. I hate that section. I hate that section.
Especially when they put fucking oil barrels right there.
Can I, real quick, can I talk about Lizelle just a little bit, and then we'll get on to Minthara, because you both seem to simp for her pretty hard.
Just because she's the only good choice.
I only chose her because Drow. And also, like I said, I'm notorious in the sense of I have not interacted romantically with any of the characters to the point where
Withers.
Yeah, Withers had something to say about it. So
she has the best first impression, and she has, I think, the best arc of transformation throughout the game.
No, okay. First impression, I will argue, because she wants to literally enact a genocide.
Yes! That is a better first impression than a bunch of characters complaining about their situation as soon as you meet them.
Than other characters being mildly rude or annoying to you?
Yes.
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 Okay.
fair.
Listen, because I was going to say, listen, Lizelle, in my opinion, turns into the best partner once she becomes a romance companion. Like, she is unbelievably, horribly, undeniably a bitch. But then the second she becomes your girlfriend, she's, like, really nice and sweet. And, like, just in general, not just to you. And, like, just is, like, really cool and stuff. Like, not like Shadowheart at all, who does not change even after becoming your girlfriend. She's just as...
Typical Shar worshiper.
Yeah, I mean, I guess so. I cannot stand her. I cannot stand her. Like, and also
I wanted to throw her off a cliff as soon as I found out she worshipped Shar.
Dude, also she does not make the greatest first impression by being racist, like, right off rip.
You have
if you for the gift? Yeah.
Yeah, literally the second you save her, a gift with you.
I don't mind that.
I don't. I mean,
because you met Lizelle first, and then like she's fucking rude as shit to you, and then you're like, Shadowheart's kind of like on your side a little bit, and it's like, yeah, what the fuck?
no, may I make an argument?
Sure.
Lizelle comes down to you. She pulls a sword on you.
Yeah.
She realizes immediately you're not an enemy. She's like, okay.
It took her a second.
No.
It took her a second.
A second? Look at where you are. In hell. On an alien spaceship, okay? And then she was like, oh, what is this? And then it's like, oh, you're not an enemy. Okay, let's work together immediately. The second you free Shadowheart from that pod. Again! Why would you be traveling with one? Dude, we're in a life or death situation right now. And you're like worried about the races of the people you're traveling with immediately. Like, immediately.
Yeah, it just doesn't bother me.
And then you can either choose to address it or just let it go. And if you address it, you're like, you have a problem with Gift? More like Gift have a problem with everyone else. And it's just like...
It's like, really?
Which turns out to be true.
No, because they were... Okay. Lizelle literally works with you right off the bat, no matter what race you are. Shadowheart makes a point of the racist issue the second she comes out of the pod. And she's like, you're like, oh, a gift. And you're like, what are you, racist? She's like, I'm not racist, they're racist. It's like, you're the one who brought it up.
But that's true.
But you're the one who brought it up.
That's true.
But you don't know that in the moment, okay?
A new player wouldn't, but us would.
Okay. What were you about to say, Key? Because you're like, you're about to...
See, I can understand. Man, I really don't want to keep bringing things back to the Elder Scrolls. I really don't, but it's just because I know so much about it that things tend to relate.
Go on.
I feel about it the same way people felt about the Dark Elves in Skyrim. Because they're like, oh, it's so sad how badly they're being treated. And man, aren't those Stormcloaks terrible? But also, like, if you know anything about what's actually going on, like,
there's just no sympathy.
Yeah, I would say, like, the Nords and Dark Elves have been, like, enemies for since the beginning of, like, their first interactions with each other, for one. And that was, like, eons ago. And then, like...
It's like the people across the bridge argument, or body of water, is you just automatically hate each other.
Yeah. So, yeah, it's like they've always hated each other, for one. They've been in multiple wars with each other. And then, like, when you're in Morrowind, like, every Dark Elf is super racist to you. And then, like... their city gets, it's like their island gets nuked, and the people that they've been enslaving for centuries get their lick back, and then all of a sudden it's, but we need somewhere to go, we're running away, blah, blah, blah. And then it's like, yeah, the Nords don't like you. They were still willing to give you half of, like, their ancient city, that they did not want any elves coming in at all.
Yeah.
They still gave you half of it.
Yeah, you have a
for
district.
generations at this point.
Here's my counter argument in terms of the Gith, is that, like, first of all, the Gith are only like this because of Vlaakith.
Yes.
I think, like, it's their culture.
Yes.
Yeah, well, it would be the same thing.
Thank you. It's not the people, it's the culture.
Okay, but
But that's what I'm saying is, like, a new player coming in, right, wouldn't know. The same way a new player coming into Skyrim for the first time is like, oh man, these poor Dark Elves, right? Like, oh, they're getting subjugated so hard. Same way it's like, oh man, this Shadowheart chick's a bitch for saying that about Lae'zel when, she was willing to help me like 5 minutes ago. But, like, same thing if you know anything about the lore, it's like, wow, yeah, no, these people are actually fucking terrible. And it's like, she's pointing that out because it's trying to tell the player, like, hey, these Gith maybe shouldn't be trusted, considering the way everybody distrusts them. But at the same time, when you're a new player coming in, and it's like, oh wow, this one sad person is getting teamed up on everyone, it's going to make you want to join their side more.
Okay, but are we not going to also then establish, because you're like, oh, context, are we also not then going to establish that the reason that Shadowheart is undeniably racist is because she stole from them, and, like, she's afraid that they will retaliate?
Oh, I mean, like, regardless, Shadowheart's still bad.
Yeah.
I'm not saying, like, oh, she was good for it. I'm just saying,
I'm not rushing to her defense.
No one is, because she's awful.
Yeah, she sucks.
Yeah, I'm not defending Shadowheart. I'm just saying, like, from the perspective of what the devs are trying to get across right there, it's like, oh, they're trying to let you in on, like, how the world works and how the people feel about each other, but it does come off kind of abrupt when, like, yeah, one of them's trying to help you, and instantly when you let somebody else out of the pod, they're like, oh, man, a fucking Gith, and just, like, spits on the ground. Like,
Yeah.
But then you find out they're a Shar worshiper, and then it's like, oh, okay, the cogs are turning now. This makes sense.
Really everyone's bad.
Yeah.
Really everyone's
all
bad.
right, so do you specifically seem to have a lot of animosity towards Shar? You want to talk about that, or?
She blatant evil goddess.
Yeah.
And she.
Well, things you've been saying this podcast so far that shouldn't have seemed to like deter you too much. So.
Listen, when I was reading Forgotten Realms books and I was discovering Shar, I was actually kind of into it. I was like, okay, the power she grants is kind of cool, but then she like sucks your memories and makes you forget shit, and I'm just like, okay, I'm against that. Mm-hmm. So she can get that
well from you. Then,
yep.
Well, and, like, I don't know, I love the way that, because again, I came into this game not knowing anything about Shar. I love the way that Shadowheart pitches her, because she's like, oh, like, it's
about freedom. And
normally people are, like, super afraid of the dark, but we're, like, so comfortable in it because we just embrace it. And it's like, yeah, that does sound pretty cool. And it's just like, no, bitch, you tricked me. You tricked me.
It's not darkness you're living in, it's fucking forgotten memories.
You tricked me into having sex with you. I hate you. I hate you so much.
Fuck Shadowheart, steal the artifact from her, and burn her corpse.
Agree.
Did we do that in one playthrough? You guys kept, you guys kept killing her, and she was the only one who showed up at camp, and you just kept killing her.
No. What happened with that is Lae'zel challenged Shadowheart to an honorable duel.
No, not that one. I'm talking about when the three of us were playing it together. We were doing like murder hobos.
Oh yeah,
we were trying to kill everybody, and it's like, yeah, we killed Lae'zel. She was just gone. And then, like, but Shadowheart still had the artifact, so she was, like, technically unconscious, and she, like, showed up to camp, like, dead at her, like, campsite.
Oh, yeah.
So then, like, I revived her, talked to her for a minute, and, like, mid-dialogue from my screen, she just fucking drops to the floor, because on your side, you were just killing her, and her HP was going down.
Well, she was a rude bitch to me, because she recognized me as the person who killed her initially.
I'll just kill you again.
Yeah. Human takes no prisoners.
Oh yeah, Human.
Human the fighter.
Who are we again? Who was our characters?
I was Malos Vryken, the cleric of Talos.
I'm trying to remember what my character was.
You were a drow sorcerer?
Was I?
I think so. Sorcerer or wizard, I think it was one of the casters.
Your evil back, yeah, you were drow because your evil backstory was that you went against the drow government.
Oh.
Because we were doing an evil playthrough, and my big evil crime is I ate shit.
You were degenerate.
Oh yeah, you ate shit. Yeah, yeah. I was either like a sorcerer. It was one of the casters because I remember it was like it might have even been warlock.
Could be.
Because I think, like, now I'm trying to, like, remember that backstory, because it was like, he was, like, in Sorcerer or whatever, but, like, he wanted more power, and I can't remember if he just left, and, like, he was, like, a sorcerer or a wizard, or I think it was specifically, he was a warlock, and he, like, had a demonic patron.
Were any of us even the Dark Urge?
I was.
You were?
Yeah,
okay.
I was.
Yeah, because my whole guy's thing is just he likes to eat shit, but he doesn't admit it. He's like, oh well, if I have to.
All right.
Oh yeah, and then your one time to shine at the Goblin Camp and you choked.
Yeah, I actually skipped the dialogue.
How do you guys feel about Karlach? I'm personally, I don't like it.
I think that Karlach is.
I understand she has a lot of sex appeal.
Physically, she's very attractive, I would say.
I feel like Karlach is like very much the pick-me girl because she's like the dude bro chick. Like she's like, buddy.
Hey, ain't nothing wrong with a tomboy. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know. For me, it feels disingenuous. Like it doesn't feel real.
To be fair, I've interacted
So
with
I'm just,
absolutely none of
so it's like me going like this, like, hey, buddy, hey, and I'm just,
hey, soldier, how about that? Give me a.
and I'm just over here like, the fuck's wrong with you?
Like, I don't know. She seems like, to me, Karlach always just kind of seems too designed to be liked.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
She is engineered for the player to like her, and I get like, I don't know, it just like,
Well,
it
I
just
mean,
seems phony.
Well, when it comes to like the three main party like female party members you would get, it's like two of them are like bitches, and like one of them is just kind of cool with you when you show up.
She's a little unhinged though. Like she goes on.
Oh yeah, she goes on like a fucking murder, death, kill spree, but
well, she like freaks out after you kill like the false paladins of Tyr, and like she nearly burns the place down.
yeah.
I don't know.
It's like, oh, you're a little crazy, aren't you?
I'm not a big fan of really any. I'm not like a super huge fan of like any of the party members in Baldur's Gate 3. None of them hit me like an Alistair or a Morrigan, or a like really
talking Dragon Age here.
Yeah. Like Dragon Age characters or Rex from BioWare really just has it fucking nailed in party members.
Absolutely.
Like
they did.
They did.
They did until Andromeda.
Yeah. Like. I'm trying to think if there were any, even in Andromeda I like, but I don't think so.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, the old guy, the old Krogan, he was kind of fun.
I've not touched Andromeda at all, and I'd like to keep it that way.
Fair enough. But yeah, like, I don't know, it's just like none of them, like, again, going into Dragon Age now, Dragon Age is like my Elder Scrolls.
Yeah.
I don't know, it's just like, the party members in Dragon Age, like, the second you start talking to them, I kind of liked them. You know?
Oh yeah,
absolutely
likable.
Yeah, in
They
different
were
ways.
extremely
That's what
likable.
I was hoping for going into Baldur's Gate 3 was something along those lines, and like everybody was just uncomfortable
Whiny.
to be around.
Yeah.
And whiny.
Yeah. Oh, very whiny.
Yeah, like
As we sit here whining for like an hour.
I don't think people would like traveling with us very much.
Well, yeah. That's why we've just been like sweating in the corner over here forever.
There's a reason why we're in the corner, guys.
What would be okay? Well, Keith, you first, then you, Mikey. What would be your thing that you would like be whining about, like if you were a Baldur's Gate companion, and then the second like the player picked you up? What would be your like thing?
What would be my whining thing?
Yeah, what would be your whining thing that like?
That's a big ass.
That we would find grating, but that players apparently would find very charming, I guess.
I would probably constantly whine about the tadpole cure, despite you as the player never being able to cure it in the long run.
Are we never gonna get these things out of our heads?
Yeah.
Like, and then every time you talk to somebody, they'd be like, I don't understand why we're doing this. We're going to turn into mind flares any second. It's like, shut up, Mikey. God, I'm trying to have fun here, Mikey.
Yeah.
No matter what I equipped, I'm cursed because everything is monochromatic. Try and give him like the most like a flamboyant outfit, and it all just switches to one color.
Give them like Astarian's clothes, and they're still complaining.
Yeah. Oh, that's funny because I actually did come up with like this was years ago. I came up with like I personally thought was a funny concept for like a rogue character was that they were specifically cursed. That like everything they did or said was like cringily edgy. and they hated it, and that was the point.
Nothing personnel,
Yeah,
kid.
yeah, exactly. Like they hated the concept of being edgy and all that, but it was like
They were forced to speak that way.
Yeah, they were like cursed to be like that. So it's like one of those things. Like no matter like what they wear, it always just kind of looks like that. Or it's like oh they like sit down and like that. Like they say they like sit down in a tavern and like the light goes out or something in that particular section. Everybody just kind of generally moves away from there. So you're like the one dark figure sitting over there.
I would say my personal thing, because I know like probably people have the perception of me that I'm like the rough guy or whatever. I don't like violence at all. Like I'm really not.
I prefer to talk my way out of it in video games. If
Yeah.
I can.
Well, and so I think I would
Listen,
be the
if
annoying.
stealth is optional, I'm going balls to the wall.
Well, and so I think I would be the annoying party member that would talk to the main character after every fight and be like, "Did you really have to solve things so violently? Did we really have to kill people just now?" And then they'd be like, "Yes, they attacked us." And it's just like, well, I don't know.
That's just the Starfield.
Well, we
NPC.
could have turned on non-lethal attacks. It starts like game breaking. Like,
Well, and then you know what would be extra funny about it is it's like I'd be like the fighter or barbarian, like I'd be the frontline fighter of the party, and be like, "Did we really have to solve things so violently?" Like, yes, that's why you're here.
Yes, that's why
dude.
you're here.
I mean, isn't that just like Fox from Fallout 3?
Which one is he again?
The super mutant with,
Oh.
the minigun.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, my companion. This is your destiny.
Yeah, basically.
Fox was awesome.
Like, I'm sorry, Mike. Yeah, I forgot that's what he said. And like, to
Yeah,
a
it's like
point-
you're literally immune to radiation. You can't go in there and flip a switch. I'm sorry, you're gonna have to be the one who goes in there. And then, like, when they like switched that in like one of the patches or DLCs or whatever, and they made that an option, it like in the end, even though nobody dies. In the end credits, it still calls you a pussy for not going in there and like sacrificing
Yes,
yourself.
that's right.
So like they didn't change that. They just acted as though you sent like Sarah in there to do it. It's like
yeah, you were
the
smart
lone,
about this.
the lone wanderer pussied out and let his companion do it while you went and fucked off somewhere else.
Yeah, you were smart about things, dickhead.
Yeah.
Like, but I guess getting real back to the romance side of things, what is it about Minthara? Mikey, have you done her romance all the way through?
All the way through.
Okay. What is it that makes her so special? What makes you simp so hard for Minthara that you would kill Skips and all of the rest of the park members?
So the reason why is after you save her from the Cult of Absolute, she has like a full vulnerable breakdown of being this warrior that led the slaughter on the Druid's Grove to thanking you for getting her out of the Absolute's control because you have the artifact now and she can think clearly. She comes full circle and is actually vulnerable with you, the player character.
That's surprising for a drow.
That's surprising for a drow.
It's a very human.
Okay, Shadowheart.
It's a very human and very like touching moment that like actually I'm able to empathize with this character. She still has some of her drowness still to her, but she's very vulnerable with you, and she forms a real attachment to you. If she will be incredibly mad at you if you were like promiscuous.
See,
And if you have a previous relationship with other companions, she will like simp for you. Like
Really?
she was like, "Well, you don't need them anymore. You have me now."
listen, I get,
And I respect that.
I respect that. I get that she's under mind control, and like you free her, and that's what, like when she kind of starts being like.
I don't know. So far from what he's said, that sounds like the most compelling romance out of anything I've heard in the game so
It is
far.
compelling.
Okay, but like you have the entry point of like.
Okay, Lae'zel, oh wow, I'm a huge bitch. Oh wait, you told me to shut the fuck up, I want to fuck you and we're cool now. Or like, Karlach's like, yeah, hey bro, let's fuck. Or like, Shadowheart's
You
like,
need
I'm
sex
constant.
now. How invigorating to start a lovemaking session.
Yeah.
Clearly, you've never had sex with me, Mikey. We should change that.
Still gonna make good on that promise.
And Minthara looks out for you too. She really does. Listen, she starts putting a little bit of poison in your meals, just so you build up an immunity, and so she can take you back to Menzel Baranza.
That is better than Lizel, who literally like. you have a cough. First I'll kill you,
Yeah.
and then myself, and then everyone else. Or
It's
whatever.
like you don't need to go that far.
You know what's funny is the first time that scene played, I unsurprisingly failed the dice roll.
And she died.
Yeah, and she kills me.
What is the DC on that? Is it like 5?
It's not
I
a
think
lot.
so, yeah. I can't escape it. Hey, I'm telling you guys, once I start DMing for the party, like, you guys are gonna have a really easy time.
Yeah,
Like,
steamroll everything.
I'm gonna have to like be putting you guys up against like things that are like twice as strong as you guys are, or something. Like I'm gonna put you in like really like high combat scenarios.
It's a world
for you.
full of goofies. Gorsh.
Yeah, like every one of them's not wanting and falling on their swords.
No, I mean that does sound good, but it's just like I don't know.
And the best part is if you go full blown evil, she's still right there with you, man.
I mean
Up
that's
until
most
the
of the
very
party
end.
members though. There's very
No,
few
no. Some of them will hate you for it.
I mean some, but like I don't know. Like Lysel's cool with you if you're evil. Shadowheart's cool if you were evil.
Also,
Astarion-
if you're the Dark Urge, she is probably the only one that encourages you becoming Balls Chosen.
Yeah, I don't think that's a good thing. I get that you listen. I get you're
Well,
making the
the point
argument.
is
She's a ride or die. Okay,
Yeah.
I get it. I get the argument you're making here. She's like
It doesn't matter what you got going down, she's there for you. No matter what path you're trying to take, she's not gonna fight you for it.
spoilers for KOTOR. It kind of makes me think of like almost Bastila-esque.
Oh yeah.
Did you play KOTOR, Key?
I no.
Do you want me to? Do you care about spoilers for that game?
I mean, I know like the big twist one.
Oh
That's
yeah.
about it.
I never thought that was a big twist. I thought that was predictable shit.
Well, no, I just mean in the sense of like,
I did, but also I was 8 when I first played it. I was like, no
I mean, in the sense
way!
of like hearing it from like an outside perspective of like, oh, the game starts this way and then this happens. Like that's what I heard. It was like, oh, okay, so it's got like a switch up kind of idea. So I know about that, but I haven't played the game itself.
All right, I'll come off of that as an example. But in any case, like I get what you're. Listen, okay, I get it. Okay, Minthara, she's desirable. She's beautiful. She's anything.
She's loyal.
She's loyal. She's anything a man could want. But is she a frog?
No, she's an elf.
Well, then there you go.
No,
The superior
She's even better. She's a spider.
than a frog.
She's a spider, yeah.
Yeah, she's
Dude.
a spider.
What eats spiders?
The very specific D&D monster, the Spider Eater.
Eder caps, no. I mean, do spiders also eat frogs?
Yeah, I guess it really
There
is
are
kind of
more
like
species
us, yeah.
of spider than frog.
But spiders don't have big tongues that go blah.
Yeah, you might find a monster manual that has one.
I'm talking about in reality, Mikey.
All right, well, frogs can't web you up. Think about that.
Gotcha.
I like how this is just turning into a debate of spider versus frog.
Arachnid and amphibian fetishism.
and no one's for elves. Crazy.
Listen, that elf trope. It's 2025. Elves are out.
Elves are out. Yeah.
We want monster girls.
What do you guys think about like if you don't romance Karlach or Shadowheart, they wind up together?
Cringe.
You said Karlach and Shadowheart do?
Yes. Yes, if you don't romance either of them, they wind up dating.
I mean, okay.
Well, I just want to say, I like when RPGs put stuff like that in their games. Like, if you don't romance certain party members, then they wind up creating, like, their own romance. Like, because I feel like that's natural. Like,
I mean, I do too. Like, in the sense of, like, if you don't
I think it should be Will.
Will and who?
Karlach.
I agree.
It would make more sense.
They have both ties to the hells. They have something to
And also, like, you know,
create a
their,
bond over.
Enemies
their
to lovers
story-
trope.
yeah,
Yes.
their story, you know, starts entwined together. So
Mhm.
it would make sense for that to occur. Especially since they soften up to each other quite a bit over the course of, like, him being tormented by his patron.
He
Listen,
also
listen,
literally
I-
sacrifices his humanity for her.
If Karlach didn't have ties to the blacksmith giving you better gear, I would have killed her for those fucking robes every time.
What were you going to say, Keith?
Uh,
Just in the way that Will and Karlach should have wound up together, or something along those lines.
Fuck, no. It was something before that.
Well, while you think about it,
Mm-hmm.
I just I don't know. It seems like a random pairing, but also I don't know. Really, when you think about it, you with anybody else is sort of a random pairing. You
Yeah, I was gonna tag on to the whole companions hooking up if you don't hook up with them kind of thing, because they did that in Mass Effect with Garrus and Tally. If you don't
Yes.
romance either of them, they hook up. Which is unfortunate for Garrus because that Tally is just best romance in there, hands down. I will not take any, talk on that. to any viewers, if you want to comment, keep it to yourself. Tally's best girl, and I don't want to hear otherwise.
I agree with that, and I will go into why in a second. But go on.
No, that was about it.
Oh, just because like your other options are
I'll take a Krogan any day.
Ashley Williams, the racist. You remember?
Yes, I know who actually.
The human woman.
I sacrifice her on Vermeer just because I don't like her
Exactly.
soldier playstyle.
Exactly.
She's a second Shepherd, arguably, and I'd rather take the guy because he has a more diverse and fun playstyle.
Yeah, and then you got the Asari chick whose name I don't remember.
Liara Tassoni.
Liara, she's just a fucking simp. She's just
She's a simple.
like
oh Shepard, no one's ever interfaced with a precursor technology before. Yeah.
Well, what do you think
must be
what do you
so special?
What do you think I killed your mother for?
Yeah,
And that was so hot.
It was.
Yeah, Liara's like the awkward super simp in the first one, and then like she has the hardest like character switch up of all time.
It was that part is the fucking best when she becomes a shadow broker.
Well,
I mean,
Shepard
sure,
is dead
but
for 2 years.
Yeah.
Which is like, did they live for like 1,000? 2 years to her is like what to us? Like 2 weeks.
Yeah, that, but I just mean.
Could you imagine?
I'm
real
not talking
quick.
about how she feels about Shepard. I'm just talking about her character in general.
No, that's what I'm
She
saying.
feels
Could
about
you
her.
imagine going from being like a super simp to like someone you work with, and then 2 weeks later you're a mob boss?
Hey, a lot can happen in
It's
2
pretty,
weeks.
it's pretty
eh?
rad.
It's pretty rad. No, I think it's better than what she was, but my point is I'm just agreeing with Keelan that Tally is like the best romance hands down. But yeah, and just again going back to the original concept of like I do really like it when your party members, if you don't romance them, some of them wind up with each other.
After you do Grunt's loyalty mission, he gets breeding requests, and Shepard gets one.
He does.
And I'd be taking that one.
And I'd be taking that. Do you think that he'd get fucked to death by a Krogan?
No, I think he
I don't
would
think so.
withstand it.
You don't think it would break his pelvis?
The armor would stay on.
Stay on.
Doesn't. I mean,
They're
isn't
like
there-
rock turtle people. Wouldn't it crush his dick?
I don't know.
I don't think we know enough about the Krogan anatomy to give a accurate statement on that.
Well, I mean, I guess that would be like depending how it were to occur. But the thing is, you can extract from Krogan dialogue that it's possible they prefer like the doggy style position because like
they got weird hips.
Well, no, because there was like Krogan talking about like how
Breeding females.
Well, he was talking about like fucking. What are they called? The Asari. Yeah, if I'm remembering correctly, I think he's talking about an Asari, and he's like, yeah, I don't know how I feel about like mating with one of them because like they got nothing to hold on to, like in the sense of like they don't have like the ridges to hold on to. So like,
well, logistics of that aside, I guess.
and I don't know. I feel like you're telling me out of any human, Commander Shepard couldn't like live through that?
Okay, I get.
Are you saying he death by snoo snoo?
I mean, he does canonically death by snoo snoo with what's her name's daughter?
Yeah, Morinth.
Yeah, Morinth's daughter.
Funny, best game over.
But that's specifically because she fries his brain.
Yes.
Oh, you thought you were special? Guess what?
You're
game
not.
over.
Hey, he got brought back for being space.
Yeah.
Especially like post Mass Effect 2.
The body is willing.
Yeah,
the mind is weak.
Yeah, I was saying he's like mostly like cybernetics now.
Yeah, he's got a bunch of Cerberus tech in him.
Do you think he has a Robocock?
No.
Keelan's really thinking about it.
No, I'm trying to remember if there was like something in the game about that, like in the sense of like one of those like emails you can get on like your terminal.
Dude, would you
It's
guys...
like Cerberus, like asking it for like a checkup to be like, is everything functioning properly?
No, I think it was like one of those things that like offered to you. I think I was talking about like you have the size of like a Krogan.
How crazy do you think you guys would feel if like you were dead for 2 years and you were brought back through the power of science and you're like half robot, $1 Million Man style?
Do my cybernetics look cool?
You got like just like scarring like Commander
just
Shepard.
like Commander Shepard.
Oh, I'd be mad.
You'd be mad.
I'd be mad because I still look like a guy. It's like you spent millions of dollars on me and you made me look the same.
Well, it's like they want to bring you back exactly as you were.
Yeah, as close to it as possible.
Just kill me.
Just kill me.
Just kill me.
I mean, I don't know, because the thing is, it's like me, because like if it's me personally, like I have my beliefs in an afterlife.
Mm-hmm.
So like, if I was being postponed in like a comatose state for 2 years as my body's being like rebuilt, and I'm brought back, like. What, like, now I owe you kind of? Yeah, I would be kind of pissed about that, I guess. And I guess I would just prefer to be left dead at that point, but also, like, when it comes to specifically Commander Shepard's scenario, it's because, like, he has a greater purpose going on. Like, he's got something happening. So I guess if I had a major goal thing happening like that, and I got brought back for a reason, I guess I would go through with it.
I would be kind of freaked out depending on what I experienced during the period of my death. Because, like, I know you said you have your beliefs, but based on what... Now, I'm only going off of what Commander Shepard experienced.
Okay, he's, like, spacing. And he's, like,
well, and then it seems like...
suffocated in space.
Well, and then it seems like from his perspective, he was just asleep for 2 years and just woke up.
Yeah.
Like it seemed like that shit happened instantly. Mm-hmm. Like, from his perspective.
I'm sure that's how it would feel.
Well, but then, like... That would get me freaky about, like, afterlife stuff.
Like, because you've been dead. You've been clinically dead, and it was just a blank nothing.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Like...
It was just all trace of what you once were was gone.
Exactly. And now it's back, so it's just... It would get me kind of freaked about what's waiting for me when I die for realsies this time.
Well, I mean, I guess it wouldn't bother me too much in that sense if, like... Because, like, it's not like, oh, you were just brought back and then, like, dropped out of nowhere. Like, right? Like, you were in the lab. They were telling you they physically rebuilt you. So you know that, like, you were in, like, that, you know, like, near-death state. Like, you weren't dead, but you were, like, near-death as they were, like, rebuilding your body, essentially. Mm-hmm. So it's like, okay, well, I guess I wasn't really dead. I was just in a super deep coma. Mm-hmm. So, like, once you, like, wrap your head around that, like, it would still be weird because it's like, oh, last thing I remember is I'm, like, suffocating in space and my body's burning up on re-entry. Mm-hmm. And then now all of a sudden I'm fine with scars on me. Like, it seems kind of weird. But it's also kind of funny that canonically the church still exists in Mass Effect's timeline. Mm-hmm. Because one of the like terminal things you could find, I think it's in the Shadow Broker's like lair. You can see some stuff from like Cerberus accounts, and they like assassinated one of the popes.
Fuckers.
Assassinate one of the popes. Oh man. But I guess all that aside, do we have anything more we want to say about Baldur's Gate romances?
I've never seen so many female gooners come out of the woodwork for Astarion.
Agreed.
There's so many female gooners coming out for sexy vampires again.
Yeah.
He doesn't even... I don't know. It's like... Even just his aesthetic, though, is not, like... super hot to me.
It's a bit too flamboyant.
That genre is probably one of the top in female gooners right now.
I mean, yeah, but like...
Well, I mean, it's always been. Twilight was a thing.
Yeah, that's my point. Is it's like
that crowd has come back because
they never left.
Well, and it's like, but that's my point. Is like Robert Pattinson is hot though. Like I can at least get why
people think that his VA's hot.
He might be. I don't know. I don't know really what he looks like.
He's like a taller guy, but like he does Astarion's voice, and he's kind of
Did you know that Astarion was originally supposed to be a tiefling? Weirdly enough.
Huh. It doesn't feel right.
It doesn't, and it didn't look right when they revealed it. It was like, But, yeah, no, it's just, it's, I don't know, again, like, my point again is just like, yeah, all the actors who played in Twilight were hot, so I could see why women were like, oh, the sexy vampire, but, like, Astarion to me doesn't even strike me as sexy, you know?
It's because it's his mannerisms and how he talks.
Mm-hmm.
That's what gets him.
I mean, I guess.
And his appearance, I guess.
Yeah. What about you, Key? Any more things you want to say about romance in Baldur's Gate?
I guess Withers is still my favorite.
I guess Withers is still my favorite. He's pretty sweet.
If
He's a cool
he's the
character.
only one willing to talk to me about it, then, I'll hang out with him.
I just want to say that I think my favorite romance. Now I'm going off. Back to Dragon Age. Back to Dragon Age, everybody. I'm the Dragon Age guy. We got Elder Scrolls boy and Dragon Age guy.
What do you call him, boy?
Why, sure ain't calling you a murr.
But yeah, no, like just because Morrigan's romance in Dragon Age Origins is so good.
That's pretty good. I remember
it's
romancing
really
her
good.
first time around.
It's so good. I don't even and here's the thing, Morrigan is like that hot topic princess, much like Shadowheart.
Yeah.
But you know what the difference is? Is once she warms to you, Minthara style.
Mm-hmm.
She doesn't keep up that fucking bitch
You
attitude.
get a sense of attachment,
Mm-hmm.
a bond, if you will, with the character.
Mm-hmm. And then when she leaves, and then the whole DLC about tracking her down,
Finding the kid.
yeah, it's just, I don't know.
And you can join her if you convince her.
Yes.
I remember
you get
that
to see the kid you made with her.
Yeah,
It was made for the soul of an old god.
yeah. No, we do have to do a Dragon Age episode because really the only game I played is the first one, and it's been so
all you
long.
need.
That is all you need.
It is, yeah, because I haven't been interested to play any of them after that, really. And but the thing is, I played Origins so long ago at this point, I've forgotten some of the stuff about it. But I remember when we were going, or when I was going to start it up for the first time, I could just from how it started and the character creation screen, I was like, oh, this is gonna be a good RPG.
Mm-hmm.
This is gonna be a good game, with the way
game.
it sets you up with picking an origin and getting to play through it and all that kind of stuff. And then
Even the opening cutscene with Duncan narrating the world is
Yes.
and I just remember it being it felt like a solid playthrough all the way through because I played like a whole 100% run with that first character, and that's why it's been so hard to go back, was because I just really enjoyed playing through the story as was, and then I played both DLCs, and I romanced Morgan.
Minthara.
Yeah, I romanced Morgan, and then canonically the story for me ended with leaving with her through the portal with the kid. So it just felt like it wrapped up really nicely, and it was one of the few games where once I beat it, I just sat through the credits. I'm like, it deserves this. I'll sit there for it.
Yeah.
I chose for my ending with her. I don't think I went with her. I think I just
You let her go.
Yeah, I had, because she was like, I want to leave and all that stuff, and I was just like, I respect your decision, and then I turn around and I leave with the dog, yeah. If we don't have anything more to say about Baldur's Gate specific romances, then I think that wraps up this episode of the Corner of the Tavern.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right then. With that all said, we hope to see you next week here in the Corner of the Tavern.
Spiders beat
Happy
frogs.
Patch 8, everybody. What?
You know what you got to do.
I don't have a cloak on.
Good enough!